Right, let's see how are we gonna create a fake access point using our two Wi-Fi cards. First of all, let's have a look on the cards that are connected to my Kali Linux machine. So I'm gonna go ifconfig, and we can see that we have ETH0. That's a wired card, and it is connected to the internet. It has an IP address here, and that's a wired card. So that's going to be my internet card. This doesn't have to be a wired card, as I said in the previous video. It can be a 3G card, it can be another wireless card. The main idea behind this card is to be connected to the internet so that it can provide us with internet access. And I have my second card here, that's the Mon0, and that's the one that it has monitor mode enabled on it. It's a Wi-Fi card, and we're going to use this card to broadcast the signal of the fake access point. So let's start with creating the access point. I have all the commands here in a file, so it's called fake access point commands. First thing, you're gonna need to install a program called DNSMask. It's a server. So I have it already installed. It's gonna tell me it's already installed. This server, it's gonna be used so that each device that connects to our fake access point, this server is gonna give it a new IP address so that it can communicate with us and it can successfully connect to the network. So you only need to do this once. Then you're gonna need to, let's do dnsmask.conf. Then the next step is going to be modifying the configuration for DNSMask. So let's make sure that we have the DNSMask configuration file. So we're just gonna add the interface name of the fake interface that's going to be created when we create the fake access point. So it's called ETH0. It's a fake interface. And then we specified the range of the IP addresses that we can give. So I'll just copy that and paste it. And that's done. Now, we only need to do this once, so we only need to modify the configuration and install DNSMask once. The next commands, we're going to need to do them every time we want to start a fake access point. So the first command now is going to be airbase-ng. That's the program that we're going to use to create a fake access point. So it's going to be fake airbase-ng. We put the name of the access point that we want to create, and then we put the channel, and then we put the Wi-Fi card name. So for me, it's going to be airbase-ng, fake access point. The channel is going to be 6. Have another look on it. Airbase-ng, the name of the Wi-Fi card, and the channel is number 6. So we're going to hit enter, and we can see that an access point with BSSID, this is started. So now there is an access point, a fake access point. It's broadcasting in the air. The only problem with this access point is that it's not connected to the internet. So if someone connects to this access point, they will be able to connect, but they will have no internet access. So there's really no point of this access point right now. So let's try to connect this access point to the internet. We're gonna do this by connecting the broadcasting. So we have now the Wi-Fi card is broadcasting the signal, but there's no internet. So to do this, we're gonna link this Wi-Fi card with the card that's connected to the internet. So any request that the Wi-Fi card receives, it's going to forward it and ask the internet card for it. And when the internet card brings that request, it's gonna give it to the Wi-Fi card, and the Wi-Fi card will know what to do with it. So basically, we're just gonna link those two cards together through our laptop or through our device. To do this, we're gonna first of all bring the ETH0 interface up. That's the fake interface that is created by Airbase NG. You can see here it tells you that a fake interface has been created, the ATH0. So we'll just bring it up, and that's done. Then we're going to remove any rules that we have in IP tables. IP tables is a firewall that's used in Linux, and it's a rule-based firewall. So there is rules, you can add rules to the firewall, and it'll drop or allow packets depending on the rules. So some of these rules might prevent our access point from working properly. So we're gonna just flush all the rules and delete them from IP tables. And that's that done. Then we're going to ensure that IP tables, the firewall that we just spoke about, allows packets to be forwarded through my device, because my computer, my device is gonna act like a router now. So packets need to be able to flow through my laptop without being stopped, without being dropped. So we're just gonna make sure IP tables will allow these packets to go through, and it will not drop them. So that's done now as well. And then this is a very important step. In this step, we're going to link our Wi-Fi card with the card that is connected to the internet. Okay, so if we go back here, and if we go, we can see my ETH0 is the one that is connected to the internet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna link our Wi-Fi card. Sorry, yeah. So we're gonna replace the internet interface with the name of the card that is connected to the internet. In my case, it's called ETH0. It's in here, and that's my wired card that is connected to the internet. So this will link my fake access point, my Wi-Fi card, to the wired card. So it's gonna establish this link between the Wi-Fi card that's broadcasting the signal and the card that is internet connected to the internet. So we're gonna hit enter, and that's done now. All we have to do is start DNSMask. As I said, that's a program that's gonna give IPs to the devices that are gonna connect to our network, and then we're gonna enable IP forward, which again will allow packets to flow through my laptop without dropping them. And by now everything should be fine. We go back, our network is still running, so we're gonna go to our target device. We're gonna try to connect to this network and see if it has internet connection or not. Okay, so now we're gonna go try to connect to it, and we can see that there's a network called Fake AP here. That's the network that we created. Now obviously you should call it something else, not Fake AP, but that's the name we're using now for demonstration purposes. So we're gonna connect to it. And as you can see that now we connected to the network. Let's see if we can actually access the internet through this network. So let's try to go to google.com. And as you can see, we have full access to the internet. It's working perfectly. And that's from our fake access point here. If we go back to our device, we can see that the client has tried to associate with us and that the connection has been established. Now you can connect to the network and start sniffing. You'll be able to use all the attacks that we're gonna explain in the in part 3, the powerful attacks that I'm gonna talk about. You can just capture, if you want, you can just sniff all the packets and then analyze them using Wireshark, which we're gonna explain again in section 3 of this course. So basically the reason of this tutorial was just to create a fake access point, and from this fake access point it's gonna attract people to connect to it because it's open and it's gonna have internet access. Once people connect to it, then you'll be able to gather all the information or all the packets that they're going to send in the air, including their passwords, logins, all the sensitive data that they're going to use.